So over here, this is, they call one channel. Okay, so I use this one. This is green because they route it to green, okay? So this is one channel. And you see it's copy, 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 paste, 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 paste all the way. But over there, don't have this one. Because this one, I think they just put for maybe like 16 channel. And this one is a compressor. So compressor is, when it's soft, it depends on how loud you tweak, it will become loud. If it's loud, then it will it will become soft. Okay. So the first one over here, you see there are two. One is this gray button. One is the red button. Not every mixer is the same, but every mixer will have the same function. Okay. So the gray button, this one is called a pad button. Pad button is like sometimes you have loud instrument, sometimes you have soft instrument. Loud instrument like drums, you have kick drum. So sometimes the mic is too sensitive for the instrument, so they will pad it. So for example, if I press this pad button, this one, you will see it suddenly cut. It suddenly cut. Unless I'm very low, then it will have sound coming. Okay? So what the pad button over here does is that it minus 26 dB. So normally, 26 dB from the actual channel. Okay, so how to use this channel? Sometimes if you put the gain to minimum already, this is the gain, right? If you put the gain to minimum, and then already, bao in already, then you want to press this so that it will somehow get some volume from it, okay? So over here you see, let's say now the volume is about, when I'm talking, let's say it's about 6 to 10, it's okay, it's considered okay for it. But if it's soft, let's say if it's over here, then you want to increase the gain. This is like how much you want to increase the volume of the actual channel. So I increase the gain here. What this gain does is that it will make the mic more sensitive. So like for example, if I have nothing, if I have zero gain, and I talk from here, you will not be able to hear much. But if I increase, let's say if I increase like that, and I talk like that, you can hear more. So it makes the mic inside more sensitive. It's good because it captures more sound. It's bad because it captures more sound. You understand? So let's say you have a singer, then sometimes there are some people that they hold the mic like that one. Then they talk, 怎么那么小声? Then I push up, still very soft. So what they do is, the teacher say, if it's more, make it more sensitive. So I increase. Then after increase, then you will start to hear this kind of sound. Why? Because the mic pick up sound from the speaker. So when the mic pick up sound from the speaker, then the mic, the sound from the speaker go into the mic. Then the sound from the mic go into the speaker. Then the sound from the speaker go into the mic. So it called feedback. That's why you call it feedback loop. Okay? So the best way is, if you are a singer, you try to hold your mic close to your mouth. Some people, 哎呀，不会唱这首歌，远一点，就没有那么 high. It's not so, my mistake not so obvious. But then because of that, then the PA person, 听不到，弄大声一点， then further and further. Then the person, sorry, outside one must hear, right? So the person on the stage said, my mic very sensitive, very loud. Then the PA person said, you must put closer to your mouth. Then 变成战争了. Okay, so usually if you are a singer, if you don't really know the song, then you just sing a bit softer. Don't have to put further away. The mic will still capture your voice. Okay, so this gain, you want to set at a level. So you start at 0 first. You want to capture somewhere between 6 to 10, normal speaking. So now you see it's like maybe minus 10, minus 15. Actually, there is a lot to play with, because now it's only very little. So you cannot base on what is coming out from the main speaker. You must base on what is coming out from here. So even though I have nothing here, outside still can hear, oh. I don't know why. So even though there's nothing here, even though 没有了吗？全部都关了，还是有声音。奇怪啊。Okay. So anyway, you see now there is no sound, even though there is sound, but there is no sound.
是不是其他呀？
Is it because of monitor speaker?
But I off everything already 吗
Oh.
？Interesting. 为什么还是有声音呢？Okay, so this one is based on this volume. So normally what to set this volume, you see the arrow over here. 0 is just means that I never add to the volume, I never minus from the volume. So 0 is just whatever sound comes through, I let it go through. That's why they put 0. Whereas over here you will see 5, 10. Here you will see 10, 15, 20. So this one is plus 5, plus 10. Here you will see minus 10, minus 15, minus 20, minus 30, all the way to minus infinity. Yeah. But then I never, if it's monitor speaker, it should be from somewhere here, unless I off everything. How about now? Still have. Where is the sound coming from?
This.
Green. Oh. How about now?
No.
No.
原来在这里。But here, so this one goes to monitor speaker. Okay, so I'll keep this one on so that you can hear. But here, this one you put it at 0, and this one will tell you the actual volume of the mic. So when the person is speaking, let's say testing, 1, 2, 3, they will not sing at this volume. They will sing at this volume, right? So you want to have space for it to grow, but when they are doing testing, 1, 2, 3, you know, aga, 就是差不多, do around 6 to 10. So here we try to just push it until it's like about 6 to 10. So maybe 差不多在这边啦. So about 610 is okay, because when they sing, let's say everybody's angel, then it's about here, then it's about okay already. Yeah, so then that's where this one, this for the pad, this is for the overall sensitivity of the mic. Okay, this red button, you see over here there is something called mic plus 48. Plus 48 is only for condenser mic. Condenser mic is 我们在那个 recording 用的. Because condenser mics are a lot more sensitive. This is called dynamic mic. Dynamic mic is used for live application, for live sound, because it's not so sensitive. Condenser mic is used for recording because it's more sensitive. So normally condenser mic, they need more power to make the thing more sensitive. So you want to on the 48. So you can see here, those they call it pencil mic. Those will be called condensers.
And
对啊，
and there
我们
is
台
a
我们的台上面就有2个耳颈麦啦，就是需要开那个48的吗？
So how to tell whether it need power? You go in front, test, no response, 你就关咯，你就开咯。如果你开就有声音就人需要啦。
OK，
and also there is a mic on top for the choir.
But I cannot see where the mic is.
On top.
It's somewhere.
乌手，他们说呢，就在那个台上面的地方，左右两边上面。
Okay. So maybe later on we can.
So we need to put a
Yeah. So one thing they call a DI box. DI box, there are 2 ways to power it, because normally let's say electric guitar or acoustic guitar, they have the pickup. Some of these you have the battery directly in the pickup. Some of these don't have pickup. I mean, they don't have battery. So where they get the power is from from the phantom power. So when you connect to the DI box and you press this one, the DI box has power to power up the pickup of the guitar.
for the passive amp.
Correct, passive. So normally like active amp, they have their own power. Passive amp, they don't have their own power. So you need to on this one for those. So sometimes you plug in, how come I plug in my electric guitar, but there's no power for it. So you normally need to on this. But sometimes the guitar you plug in all the way into here, still no power, because sometimes they actually need the actual DI box for it. Okay, so 这个是 pad 这个是 Phantom， 这个是 Gain， 这个是 High Pass。我们昨天有学到那个 High Pass 对吗 ？So, let me give you an example. So let's say I sing a bass note, like that, right? Do you hear the difference? Okay, so what it's doing is that it's cutting away the low frequency. Why do you need to cut away low frequency? Oh. Why do you need to cut away low frequency is because when there are a lot of people singing, or let's say there's piano, there's bass, there's drums, whatever, you want to reserve the low frequency for those that are giving out the low power. So let's say you have bass guitar, you have drum, kick drum, that kind of thing. So those are the territory for the low end equipment. If you have human voice, flute, piano, also having all the low, it will take away the presence. So that means you'll be like, my low frequency very high, but then I cannot hear my bass guitar and my drum. So then you boost up, then feedback. So you want to, normally all the vocal, you want to high pass it so that it will be cleaner. So don't have so much volume, okay? So this is for this one is high pass. Right? Okay, so it's this button here. So this one, the next one is compressor. So what this does is that if so you see now as I'm talking, so I'll just try to sing very stable, okay? I'm not singing louder or softer. The compressor is the one that is, this is actually the makeup gain. So the work of compressor is that when I sing soft, it will make it louder. When I sing loud, it will push down, okay? So what I want to do is, if let's say overall, somebody on stage is singing very softly. So let's say they are singing very softly, then I will make it higher a bit so that when they sing softly, I can still hear them. But if let's say the person is already screaming, then I no need to on so high, no? Yeah. So this is what the compressor does. So it just means that all this channel has built-in compressor, but then it just means that this is how much I want to increase them accordingly. So usually compressor I'll also put like maybe like just a general level so that I don't need to speak so loud, but it's already loud already. Okay, so pad, phantom power, gain, high pass, compressor. Now this 4 is your EQ. So now I'll show you what EQ is doing, okay? So over here, this first one is high. Like there's the low end, then there's the mid end, and then there's the high end. So you see if I increase my voice, you can hear more, you'll hear more air. So it's like, oh wow, sounds nicer. Like now some DJ, hi, welcome to that kind of thing. If I cut, then it sounds like that. 这个麦不好。这个麦哇，很轻很轻 right? So you see this is what high end, the high and I mean by cutting the high, it's like the EQ curve we are cutting away that portion. So this is when I make. So sometimes there are singers over there. 给我 treble 多一点 This is what they're referring to. Yeah. But then this makes their sound a bit thin. Yeah. So you want to find like a kind of balance. So previously we talked about the male vocal refresh, right? Male vocal refresh actually got boost the high end a bit. So you want to boost everybody's high end a bit because you see now after I do this, we are all very used to this kind of sound already. Now when I put back to normal, it's like, oh, not so nice anymore, right? So, but if I put this on, then really, we should throw away this mic and buy a new one already. But, so we just boost a bit to make everybody's voice a bit more 轻一点, okay? So the next two, okay, this one is high, this one is medium, this is the mid, but I do the low end first, okay? So low, this one is boost bass, So if I'm doing like that, it's a lot of bass. If I cut away the bass, it's like, it becomes like that. So cut bass and boost bass. So when should I boost bass? When should I cut bass? So basically, if the person doesn't, if the person is talking and he doesn't have that much presence, if he doesn't feel like he's over here, if he feels like his voice is very far away, you want to boost the bass just a bit. So usually we only boost the high. We either boost or cut the high, but usually we boost the high, we cut a bit of the bass. Why? Because normally when you have EQ, when you have feedback, it's either very high or very low. But sometimes you have the kind of sound. This is where it comes from the mid. But usually, this one is not because of the personal, the person's voice. It's because of sometimes in the room, you have certain sound that is naturally louder and certain sound that is naturally softer. So how you want to boost it or cut it is over here. So, okay, so this is high, this is low, right? This is middle. Middle, it will, let's say if I cut, I'm cutting here or I'm boosting here. Okay? So, but then I can, what about this? This one is, you know the EQ, they have the high, medium, and the high, low, and medium, right? There are a lot of middle section that I can boost. Yeah, so this one is to tell me at which section I'm boosting. So like for example, yeah, I try to, let's say I boost, la, la, sorry. Cannot really tell. So usually what we'll do is we want to use this to cut EQ. Wait, oh, just now this was like that. Test. This was in the center. Oh no. Oh, I increased this. Okay, so let's say now I want to use this to remove a particular feedback, okay? So when I put the mic here, it will create a feedback. I want to try to use this to cut away or to reduce that feedback, okay? So try, prepare your ear. Okay, so it's very high, right? So what I can do is I try to reduce the high. It's still high, but actually it's around here. I can try to boost this. See, it's a different EQ cut now. So because I already cut at the 5K, previously was like that, So when I cut here, now is if you see the EQ curve, the 5K now is small, but then now a different EQ will be coming already. So normally in places like installation, they have something called a graphic EQ. You will see like one thing, then a lot of do they have that here? High and low. EQ 0 to maybe 20,000, then you will have a lot of fader. Then normally somebody will come here to measure the room frequency, and he will boost and cut accordingly, so that it's more like to prevent EQ, that kind of thing. Okay, so that is pad, phantom, gain, high pass, compressor, EQ, and now here we have this aux channel. So just now we learned 1 and 2. Wait, I will try to off. Do you hear? Don't hear anymore, right? 听不到。听不到。OK 现在呢 Now?
现在什么都没有了。
Okay, so it's only from 1.
现在也什么也没有了。
Oh, because I off here. Wait, I off here.
I think different channel.
Oh, sorry. 现在有。
Monitor speaker
现在没有。
没有。
Okay. So it seems that only aux 1 goes directly to the monitor speaker. Okay, then this one comes from the main speaker. So 我现在关这个，你还有 you can think. So 那个 main speaker 有。现在 main speaker 没有吗？
什么都没有。
现在是 main speaker。
是
OK, then 如果我关这个，这个是 monitor speaker。
monitor speaker.
啊 ，OK。
You don't use the monitor speaker. They have not enough sound for the whole place. If we just use two main.
Okay, so monitor speaker is to supplement the sound for the main of the one. So you see here we use aux, and this aux goes out to the monitor speaker. So actually from here I can control how much sound I want to give to the monitor speaker and how much sound I want to give to the main speaker. Right? So I can give monitor speaker very, very soft, but main speaker still loud. Okay, what's the use of this? Is sometimes I have choir on stage. But you see the monitor speaker is on stage near the choir. The main speakers are away from the choir. So what I want to capture the choir on stage, but I no need to let the sound from the choir come out from the monitor speaker. Because if the sound from the choir comes from the monitor speaker, it will go back into the mic and come out again, then it will become feedback. So what I can do here is I take the choir one and I off to the monitor speaker. Because anyway, those in front can also hear the choir live. It's those behind that need to hear more of the choir. So at that point, I will bring up the mic from the choir, but I will not allow it to come out through the monitor speaker. But the choir sometimes need to hear the soundtrack. So then I will take the soundtrack one, maybe no need to go so high from the master, but I will boost it more for the choir to hear. Yeah. So that's how I can use aux and the main channel. Okay, so here they have 1, 2, 3, 4, which means I can actually wire this side maybe for left monitor speaker, this side for right monitor speaker, or maybe I have one monitor speaker for singers, I have one monitor speaker for piano, I have one monitor speaker for somewhere else. And then I adjust accordingly. Maybe piano, no need so much of the piano because piano can hear themselves. But then maybe piano need to hear the singer, no need to hear the speaker. So when I only selectively choose what to send to what, then I can cut down all the extra feedback. Because you have a lot of feedback when there's a lot of sound on stage. So when you minimize all the sound, then the chances of feedback is lesser, unless they purposely take the mic and they go, then you kind of thing. But then this is where we need to educate the singer that you don't want to do that. Okay? So 1, 2, 3, 4. Here they have a button called pre. So what this pre means is pre-fader and pre-EQ. If I don't press pre, all the volume here and the EQ will not enter in through the monitor speaker. But if I press here, if I press this and I bring down the fader, the volume will also go down on the monitor speaker. I think so. Let's try. So now I just bring down the. You only hear from monitor speaker, right? So now if I bring this down, does it affect? You can't hear anything. So if I bring it up, you can hear. If I press pre, can you still hear? Yeah. So pre means that this one doesn't affect. But when I don't do this, it means post. Post means that what I change here will affect. Yeah. So it's useful because sometimes overall mix, like for example, post is useful when you only have one mixer. Pre is useful when you have two mixer. Because sometimes there are some churches, they have one mixer for they call front of house. they have one mixer for monitoring. So all the mics, everything come in here, but one more channel will go to the front, the monitoring mixer. And then, because sometimes, imagine if the thing is feedback on stage, then you only have one mixer, but you put pre. Then you bring down, but still woo, going on. Because you never bring down in front, because the feedback is still over there. So that's why you on for pulse. You want for pulse so that if you bring down, then the mixer, the sound will also go away. That kind of thing. Okay? So far, 来，问题。Phantom, pad, gain, high pass, compressor, EQ, aux. 这个就是这个是 effects. Okay. Excuse me 啊。
好开心啊你。
So now effects. If I turn on to this,
完了，
有 echo 了。现在有吗？还是有？
很多。
现在有。为什么有呢？
太多吗？
现在有，没有了。
喐得太多啦。
现在有。
變翻直啦。
有。Why does it have? I never put this volume also. Free. 有。哇，有。没有，也是有。它有没有？就没有。有。哦。
花瓣咁樣。
Oh, I see. Because you see this aux is over here. So, let's say now I turn on effects, right? To let's say this is 0. Then it will come into this channel, FX return. If I turn on here, then it will go to FX return 2. So now I turn on here, and then I boost up. You will hear nothing. Why? Because I never turn on. So now I turn on, you will hear. Okay? So, but then now you hear effects from the main, but I never put any effects for the stage monitor. But now if I put for effects for stage monitor, you will hear from stage monitor, right? So this effects channel also has its own aux 1 to 4. Okay. And then if I have effects 2, so usually effects 1 is for reverb. Effects 2 is for delay. So if let's say I off this, and then I turn up this. Hello? Hello? Echo. Yeah, so this is for the delay. So usually this is like karaoke like that. They have that kind of. So usually you will mix some reverb, some echo, but not a lot. Usually you want to just give like a general volume, and then more or less can hear but cannot hear. So when do you use echo? When people are singing. Okay, but then actually for a hall like this, you almost don't need echo because already got its own echo. But you want to put echo, especially when there's choir. When choir finish singing, then there'll be that kind of nice huiing sound. Okay, but then when let's say the speaker go up and they start speaking, then you want to turn off the echo. Yeah, so you turn on and turn off. Okay, so let me go back so that you can see. From the top, pad, phantom power, gain, high pass, compressor, and then EQ, aux. This one is to pre-fader or post-fader. So if it's off, means it's post-fader. Post-fader means as I control here, then you also will change the aux. Then here is the EQ, okay, and here is pen. So pen, I off now it's from the main speaker, right? So now if I pan to the left. Do you only hear from the left? Left speaker, left, right. You hear here also? So here, right, left, right. No difference? Have 有吗？好像有，好像没有。 Okay, yeah, so when do we use pen? Like yesterday as we learned, pen is like if let's say you already have not more or you have more than one person on stage, you want to pen the person in a way that let's say Guang Ming is standing on the left side. So you want to pen on the left so that when you imagine you pen him on the right, people see he's on the left, but his voice comes from the right. That'll be a bit funny. But but then if let's say he's just one person, then you want to just keep him in the center. Yeah, so okay, over here there is this. Okay, I'll come to this later. So normally when there are a lot of sound coming from the stage, you want to try to pen it out. Otherwise, everything is just it's like going to the toilet, you know, one long queue. Penning is like you give cubicle, so 你静静静静静, so it becomes like the sound becomes bigger, that kind of thing. Okay, so here got one button called aux 5 and 6. So if I press this one here I have aux 1, 2, 3, 4. If I don't need to use effect, I press this one becomes my aux 5 and 6, which means behind here there is somewhere under the aux area that you can also, let's say I have 6 stage monitor, but here I only have 4 aux channel. I can actually use this one and this one to add to that, so I control it like a stage monitor. But this one don't have post or pre. I can either use effect or I can use it as a stage monitor. That kind of thing. There are some live, like let's say Johan was saying, we want to get in-ear monitor for our singer. So there are a few ways that you can use in-ear monitor. One way is in-ear monitor is exactly the same as a stage monitor. So the only thing is, instead of a monitor that come out the sound, you are wearing a headphone or a earphone that comes out the sound. So the good thing about in-ear monitor is that there will be no feedback. But the bad thing about in-ear monitor is you need to have more battery, and sometimes 那个 in-ear monitor 去哪里啊？不懂，他上个星期用的，不懂他放哪里。It gets lost easily, and you use in-ear monitor. Then next week somebody else use, then you know the ear sometimes people never clean. Then if that kind of thing lah. So and then there's wire. Sometimes people wear skirt, nowhere to clip the battery pack. Then they need to put somewhere or need to hold very funny. So sometimes it's easier for stage monitor also. But if let's say there are some churches that the singers are here, the speaker is here. No matter how they use, sure got woo sound because the mic is here, the speaker is here ma. So immediately it will come in. So let's say that's why you see over here. If you are on stage, the speakers are either same length with you going out or in front of you. Then that's where you have stage monitors to help you. But then if stage monitor sometimes, if let's say maybe some of the worship singer say 祷告, then they the stage monitor will woo, that's it. So yeah, so actually it's that person. So usually we'll tell them, if let's say you're holding a mic, always let's say the monitor is here, always do like that. You see, even it's so close, but then the moment I turn, then it will start to have that kind of sound, right? So we always try to have the stage monitor in front or at the side. Yeah, so that you will reject the sound, because here you capture the sound from here, you won't capture the sound from here. Yeah, so even if I'm squatting down in front of the stage monitor, you see I'm also not getting any sound. Yeah. So okay, so 全部 okay 了. So this button is to on the mic. I mean, is to allow the signal to enter or to not allow the signal to enter. So now I off, nothing from stage monitor. You can understand what I'm saying. So over here on and off is the master lah. Okay, then this one is the fader. 大小声. I think this one all of us know how to use, right? So now here got some button. Okay, so peak means that even without anything, if I were to scream into this, that means over here is 爆音 already. If 爆音 means either I need to pad it or I need to reduce the gain. Okay? So if I signal, then you will see a green signal here. No? You'll just say that, oh, at least there's mic coming in. So sometimes you will, let's say, because normally we are all dealing with feedback, right? Dealing with feedback. Oh, okay, dealing with feedback. Sometimes, let's say we have a lot of channel up. Then, we are hearing that kind of thing. Yeah, which one? Then we try, don't have. Normally it's the one that is peaking, or the one that has signal on. Then after we move it down, then usually it'll be okay already. Okay? So that's how we use this peak and signal. So here got 1, 2, 3, 4, and ST. What it means is here we have group 1, group 2, group 3, group 4. So if I turn off ST, you will see that it's coming out from stereo. This is my output. So if I put to group 1 and 2, it will come into here. But then if I bring this up, it will be nothing because this one is not routed to ST. So if I press this, then it will come out to ST. So when do I use this? Sometimes I have instrument, I have singer. I want to group instrument and singer. Sometimes overall, maybe all the singing people, they are too loud. Then I group all of them to group 1. So I can one shot control all the singer. Or if the instrument too loud, then I can one shot bring down all the singers, all the instrument. So that's all. Or sometimes I have girls and guys. I want to mix the girls and guys differently because sometimes guys too loud, always sing out of tune, don't like. Then the girls always sing better, so I will bring the girls up, the guys down. Example lah, huh? Okay, so you see this way, I put to 1, 2 is I press over here. Or I can directly put to stereo out. Stereo out means everything will come into here. Yeah. Whereas if I press 1, 2, and 3, 4 and stereo out, means it's coming into here, and into here. So when I bring this up, it will also be about that volume. So it's without it, it's like that. With this, it's even louder. With this, it's even louder. Because
double.
no. So over here is 1 and 2. Oh, 对.
Double check.
Oh yeah. So it's over here.
Yeah, this is 3, 4.
Ah yes. So now it's everything is loud, no? Whereas if I have it only stereo 1 and 2, then stereo then it's only from here like that. Yeah. So you use group when you want to group people together or group instrument or let's say, but sometimes the speaker is speaking. Then say, can I have the instruments or the singers to come out to give altar call? So as they are singing halfway, then he want to come in. If you want to give your life to Jesus, that kind of thing. So then that's where you have the speaker on one, and then you have the instrument on another. So more or less, their volume is okay already, but you are using here to tell. So when the speaker it's like DJ like that. When the radio DJ is speaking, he bring down the audio ma. When he's not speaking, then he bring up the audio. So you can also do it this way. When the speaker is speaking, then you bring up. When he's not speaking, then you slowly fade up, so that there is like a nice transition, that kind of thing. Okay, so 这个 PFL 呢 is solo. So if you only have if you have multiple things that are going on, and let's say over here, usually if they configure this one to control room, if you press PFL, so like that, if you don't press, everything will be coming through. If you press PFL, only this one, 好像是 solo 这样. Only this one, so because sometimes you don't want to affect the overall performance, but you want to check somebody's mic. So say, how come that person like 他的 voice 怪怪的? So you will press PFL, then outside will not change, but you will only hear in your control room his voice. Then 你可以 EQ 他的声音咯。EQ 了之后 OK 可以了 then you will hear the whole thing again. So this is what PFL does.
just for the room here.
So because normally for mixer you have your main output, you have your control room output. So normally control room output is like, let's say you have your own speakers here, that you will normally hear the main output, but then for some purpose like this PFL, then you will only hear in your control room. It will not affect the outside one for those kind of purpose. Okay, so